Okay, everybody. This is Rob Plashard at TrialByCube.com, and this is my inaugural Cube Draft video of the December 2017 season. So, we go ahead and look at what is in this pack. There's nothing particularly powerful. If I was going to choose something that would definitely make our deck, it would be Mutavault. Mystic Confluence is a good sort of buy. Grizzlebrand is great. It's the best reanimation target if you can get some way to be able to use it. And so we're going to err on the side of trying to do something busted. So we're going to go ahead and take Grizzlebrand first pick. Okay. Karn. So right now we're in this. So Karn is another one of these amazing irreplaceable finishers. And now we have two of them. So this could go into that deck that often just flips a coin to see whether you win, like Eureka. Or we could err into a green-black ramp strategy, although I'm not a big fan of that. But we're going to take Karn anyway because it's the most powerful card. So if we think we're casting Karn, we're green. We're either green or we're big artifact ramp strategy, and I don't see any of that in here. So Garrett the Relentless is a fine 4-drop in the middle of that. We could also take Verdant Catacombs on the assumption that we're going to end up in a bunch of things that will lead us down this path, and that being able to cast green-black things would be okay. I don't think we're going to be in a situation where we're going to want to cast Grizzlebrand. That's just not going to happen. But so I think we're going to go ahead and take this because it's really, really good in fair matchups. So, Dak Faden, man, and Wheel of Fortune. So we are not getting hooked up in our strategy here for our first 3 picks. Wheel of Fortune is incredibly powerful, and we could end up in green-black Reanimator, I suppose. Or, sorry, red-black Reanimator with Wheel of Fortune, which is super powerful. Search for Tomorrow is okay. Top's okay. Dak Faden's really, really good. But it is a multicolor card. I guess we just take the most powerful card. I mean, is that just the right move here? I mean, you could make arguments that Wheel of Fortune is the most powerful card, but Dak Faden is particularly powerful. I'm gonna do none of that and take Sensei's Divining Top and not necessarily make the right choice. Ooh, so I mean, I think it's the Signet here. Trinket Mage is particularly appealing since we've got the top, but I don't know necessarily if we're blue, although the Izzet Signet puts us in blue. So we're kind of we're bouncing all over the place. These packs have not led me down a particularly clear primrose path. But I'm gonna take the Signet because the Signet is almost always the right pick if you're want for something. Ooh. Now excuse me. Welder is this incredibly powerful card, especially with top, because it means that you get to draw the top card of your library. It basically turns it into almost a weird looter. We're gonna go ahead and take Welder because it's the most powerful card in the. If we end up getting hooked up in the second 2 packs, then it's really, really powerful. So I mean, there's an argument to be made about Blood Crypt if we're going to be black-red Reanimator. Deathrite Shaman is also exceedingly good. It's just a very, very powerful card. Duress is always nice. I'm gonna go ahead and take the land because none of these things really scream to me like we're starting an archetype, and having the ability to splash later is super useful. Hmm. So Shallow Grave is the first thing that we've seen where it sort of makes me want to do reanimatory stuff. So there's Elish Norn, which is the other like really good reanimation target. And Shallow Grave is very good because it's an instant speed thing and we can do it in response to our opponent tapping mana. I'm going to take Elish Norn. We have all of these enormous finishers that aren't really doing very much. So here's Fauna Shaman. I don't know where we are. Are we like we're red, green, black, and we'd be Jund Reanimator? Like maybe. Whatever we are, I think Mutavault is going to get really greedy. Although Mutavault is very, very powerful, it's almost always right to be able to put in your deck. I'm going to take Fauna Shaman. I don't know whether or not that's a right pick. Here, nothing screams out to me as being particularly important, and our Wheel of Fortune obviously didn't come back. I'm going to take Braids. All right, I'm going to take another of these. Ooh, no, wait. No, we want Una. We want Una's Prowler because this is like a great thing to be able to discard cards. I think we'll take, because we seem to be kind of like at least mildly green with Fauna Shaman and Garruk. So this guy, I don't know. We have a lot of like minor pieces to a lot of really powerful decks. And at the moment, nothing's screaming like it's coming together, but that's how a lot of cube drafts go. Like this is the equivalent of like staying very open because all packs have such powerful cards, you can end up like being super pumped on the very last pick. So all right, we're gonna take this Hymn to Torak, which like could totally end up in our deck if we end up like if we scrap this. Well, we won't scrap Sensei Divining Top, but we could scrap the green. We'll take Mental Misstep. And Mirari's Wake is justifiably a last pick. Card is not good. It's like fun, but it is not good. Alright. Oh, Mox Pearl. Okay. So. Right. I mean, Mox Pearl is obviously the pick. It's a. Yeah, I mean, no contest. There's nothing else in this pack particularly great. I mean, Recurring Nightmare is okay, but we're not playing like a. Like, Recurring Nightmare is almost better in a mid-range strategy, and we're not going to end up with enough dudes on the board looking at this for Recurring Nightmare to be very good. So I think if I had to take the second card, I would probably take the Signet, or maybe the Watery Grave. Okay. Still, so Mox Pearl is also, so Mox Pearl turns Goblin Welder into a Dork, which is super good. Now if we're in a Reanimator deck, Imperial Seal is very good. So is Rakdos Return. Rakdos Return, you get wrecked with Rakdos Return. It is really great when your opponent taps out for a Planeswalker and then you Rakdos Return them. It is gross. We're going to take Imperial Seal because we have all these like hyper powerful cards that need to come together in like a 2-card combo, and Imperial Seal is exactly what we want to do. I feel like this green is like maybe not going to make it because like that doesn't make any sense. Braids is looking particularly awful. And I don't know how we're going to cast Karn. So, okay. So more fixing for a deck that doesn't seem to be particularly open. We have yet again another biggin with Mirror Battlesphere, which is really good. Like the best. We could take Putrid Imp because again, Putrid Imp is another one of these like one part. The problem with Reanimator decks is that you need like 3 things for them to work. You need a way to get your thing into the graveyard, a way to reanimate it, and a big thing. And right now we have 2 of the big things. I almost feel like Mirror Battlesphere. I mean, Mirror Battlesphere does win us games where Elish Norn wouldn't. Could just make our mana even better. I'm going to take the battle. I'm going to, again, this is like not necessarily always the right way to go, but taking the most powerful card in a vacuum is very good. So we have these green cards, and Fast Bond is exceedingly powerful. But I am unconvinced that we're going to end up playing Fast Bond from this. We don't have anything else. Like if we had a Crucible Worlds, if we had a Wheel of Fortune, if we had, yeah, if we had anything else, it would be good. I think Go for the Throat is pretty much the play. I mean, you could say that maybe it's Chain Lightning. I'm gonna go with Go for the Throat. Keep us alive a little bit. Ooh, now, no, we're not blue. Leovold's super good. So Ancient Grudge versus Faithless Looting. Faithless Looting is much more important for our deck, but Ancient Grudge is super, super good. I mean, it won't wheel. At this point, it shouldn't wheel. Hope people have begun to respect. Ooh, Lightning Bolt. See, this is interesting. So Nezumi Grave Robber is not, maybe it'll wheel, is not good. It is like the worst of, it's definitely correct to take Lightning Bolt here, but we would love to have it as a backup plan here. So Living Death is not what we, ooh, Oath of Druids though? Ooh, we are definitely an Oath of Druids deck. Okay, so this is probably not the right, I don't know. Oath of Druids is high reward, high risk, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it because we are exactly where we want to be for an Oath of Druids deck. Dark Petition. Dark Petition is good, although it's not really great in our deck because I mean we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's not really enough. We could take the Raging Root. We're definitely going to take the Fiery Confluence to keep us from not dying. Yeah. So we could either take Raging Ravine for fixing, we could take Fiery Confluence as removal, or Dark Petition, but I think Fiery Confluence is the super style card here. Thoughtseize. Now see, okay. So Recurring Nightmares are awful in an Oath of Druids deck because we never have a guy to be able to sacrifice. So we're going to go ahead and take Thoughtseize because it's obviously, we like to be able to have this quick interaction. Now Dark Confidant coming back is crazy. We're not a Dark Confidant deck by any stretch of the imagination. We have all of these cards that cost like 9. I guess we could like whatever YOLO and take it and be like, I'm gonna play Dark Confidant and Grizzlebrand in the same deck, and sometimes just lose games to that. Doesn't seem very good to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this Stomping Ground. Mishra's Factory. No, Putrid Imp, definitely. No. Putrid Imp's awful. And well, we're gonna take it. We're gonna take it because we don't know when we're gonna be playing this Oath of Druids here. Monastery Mentor. I mean, we're just gonna take this fixing because this is a league. Alright, Ancient Grudge came back. Sweet. And whatever. None of this is playable. So, right, so Karn is probably not getting cast. But let's see here. Ooh, Entomb. So Entomb's great. Definitely gonna take Entomb. Yeah. So we need a way for Oath. So Oath might be a sideboard option. Ooh, Lightsteel. Reanimate. Yeah. Get in there. Alright, now we're cooking with gas. Converted Mana Cost. Not the Converted Mana Cost means anything in this deck. It's like we got fatties. So Terminate. We have 3 guys already. We don't really need a 4th. I mean, yeah. Terminate. Terminate's where it's at, though. We need some card draw. This is what we really need. We need like a Whispers of the Night. Is that even in this cube? I don't have any way. So like all of our deck costs nothing except for our 3 bricks here, which This is gonna be an odd. This is gonna be an odd one. Like I don't even know. I don't know how much. So I almost feel like actually if we're going to play the Oath of Druids, we don't want. Okay, ooh, Through the Breach. Through the Breach is great. Through the Breach is another reason. Is another way to get our fatty online. So 100% yes. And the Manic Vandal. What do we want? I mean, we are. God, maybe we want Tank Wire. That's super weird. Ooh, we could take Greaves because we're greedy, I guess. We could take Sun Titan. Sun Titan doesn't give us back anything interesting. Char, I think, is stupid. This is going to be an odd choice, but I think that Tangle Wire is the way to go. All of our things cost 3, and we have these these fatties that we want online. That's all we want to do. We want to be able to slow down the game until. Ooh. So Burial Rites is another. Ooh, Iona. Okay, so Iona's really really good. So okay, so we have Reanimate, and that's it. So I almost feel like we have Reanimate and Through the Breach. I feel like we have to take on Burial Rites. Did we end up with white? We didn't, which sucks. Yeah, I mean Rites isn't gonna wheel. Yeah, we're gonna take this because it's just basically a different Through the Breach. Now I wish we had Living Death. Living Death is better than Unburial Rites. After I was talking smack about Living Death, I feel like so. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. Right, 3 ways to cheat out our guys. 4 ways. 4 ways to cheat out our guys. That's pretty good. And then we have how many ways to get stuff into the graveyard? Dreadbore, Wrath of God. So this guy gets Blood Crypt. Does get a white. Put that 1 planes in for our Burial Rites versus Dreadbore. Dreadbore is really good. But we already have. Do we have any way to deal if somebody sticks a Planeswalker? Do we just die? I think we do. So okay, we're just gonna take this. Fixing Be Damned. Ooh, Bizarre Baghdad. Now, Gurmag Angler is an interesting sideboard option. Also, Lion's Eye Diamond, in my own personal opinion, while is very hard to leverage, if you can leverage it with things like Faithless Looting or Burial Rites, is super duper powerful. We're definitely going to take Bizarre Baghdad though, because Bizarre is our other reanimation. None of this appeals to us in any way, shape, or form. So we can't cast any of these blue spells. And we don't have any reason for. I mean, we're gonna take this land, I guess. I mean, we're not gonna play. I guess if we board out Oath, we can play this other stuff. None of this is ours either. I guess we'll take Angel Serenity. I mean, Angel could end up getting in there. Ooh. Now, Young Pyromancer is an interesting. Here's Temple Garden. All right, we're not gonna play. We're gonna stick with our plan here, and we're gonna take this Temple Garden because it allows us to cast Oath, and it's our white splash. Frost Titan can be very good. Again, this is a fine reanimation target. Same with Sun Titan. But Sun Titan doesn't get us. Oh, it gets us back Tangle Wire, which is that'd be awesome. Oh, right. Oh, and Iona, man, that's crazy. No way Iona should still be in that pack. I guess everybody else wants to have fun and play their cards. Okay, so this is a really odd. This is a really odd deck. This is not usually where I try to be, but here we are. So. Where did Iona go? Oh, it's it costs so much. It's off the screen. Okay, so okay. So we got four big scary guys that we want to win the game with. We don't have any. So I really wish that we would have Forbidden Orchard or Beast Within or I don't think Swan Song's in this cube, but that would be super good. Um, but generally, we have the ability to leverage Oath of Druids because we're not playing any dudes. So as long as we can cast it, it's good. So the question is, like, which I feel like the fewer win conditions you have, the better. So I'm gonna go ahead and take out Mere Battlesphere because we have three if we count Oath, which Oath kind of works on a different axis, but we have 1, 2, 3. So these three things, like Oath gets it, or Through the Breach gets it from the hand, and these two are Reanimation, and this gets from the library. So Fiery Confluence keeps us alive, so does Tanglewire. And then we have all of this interaction, which is good. Oh, Una's Prowler we have to, and Putrid Imp. So Una's Prowler and Putrid Imp cannot get played if we're gonna go ahead and play Oath of Druids, because we can hit them off of off of Oath. So how many other ways do we have to get things into the graveyard? So we have Entomb, Bazaar, Faithless Looting, and I can always Thoughtseize me. It's actually a pretty good number. That's actually a fine ratio of things to be able to do that. And then we have all of this interaction, and Sensei's Divining Top and Imperial Seal to be able to dig. What we're really missing, what we're going to end up doing I predict, in a couple of matches, is that we're going to run out of gas. We're going to play all these 1 and 2 mana spells, and we're going to get the wrong half of our deck, and we're not going to be able to reload, because this deck is exceedingly low on there's 0. It's negative card advantage actually, because we're playing Faithless Looting and Bazaar Baghdad, which are both card filtering at the expense of card advantage. Hopefully we can discard things like Faithless Looting or Burial Rites to be able to get it utility out of it, but yeah, we're gonna just have to keep that in mind. We have to play pretty conservatively with our cards and not use things unnecessarily. So sort by. So what are we at? We're at 21. So we need 2 more. Okay. Sort by Mancast. So in reality, this deck, and it stops at 5, right? And the majority of everything costs 1 and 2. So it's actually very. I think we're gonna play this Signet, because it's red and because it just sort of fills a slot in our deck, gives us something to do. We might also play Garrick, which doesn't really appeal. We could play Mental Misstep instead of Garrick, I suppose. How's our green? So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 playable green sources. If it's just for Oath, we could probably splash for Garrick and it would be okay. And Garrick is a non-creature spell where we cannot die, which is pretty solid. So I think we're gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah. So all right. Oh, get out of here. All right. So sort by color. Sort by converted mana cards. Sort by color. Okay. So obviously we're not casting. So okay. So we have 2. Right. This is 1 red source. Let's go to the lands here. We have our Mox Pearl. Oh, actually, Mox Pearl's great. Mox Pearl helps with our Burial Rites. So we're going to play Temple Garden. Temple Garden is. Might not. All right, we're not going to play Stirring Wildwood. We have 1, 2. But these are cards that don't cast the thing that we actually want, right? So I don't know about Stirring Wildwood. Seems a little greedy. But we have 1, 2, 3 red sources. So, and we definitely want mostly black. Let's see what Go says. No forests. Oh yeah, it thinks we're gonna cast Iona. All right, so is that the right number? I don't even know. Let's see. Oh no. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, we definitely want one more black source, right? Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 red sources. That seems low too. And we have one. Oh no, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 red sources, which is fine. For the white, we could. It doesn't do anything other than our splash. Like our 2 splash cards. I hate it when you end up in cube, when you end up drafting cards late and playing dual lands that only cast your like weird splash colors. Like it's so much better when they cast your prime, when it's you get your splash off of your primaries. So we have 1, 2, 3. I mean, Oath. We're building our deck around Oath. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and. I already said I wasn't gonna do this. I'm gonna put the Stirring Wildwood in. We'll see whether or not it kills us. Okay, so this is a cast. This deck ends at 5, has 17 lands. I think that there's a reasonable argument to be able to play 16, because like seriously, we don't need anything that's more than 2. So we could take out for instance a mountain or a swamp and play Mirror Battlesphere, but I think that's getting really weird. So all right, let's go.